Sooner or later, pretty much every business hits this exact same crossroads. You need a new piece of software, a new digital tool, and you're faced with a massive question. Do we build it ourselves from scratch, or do we just buy something that's already out there? This one decision can literally change the trajectory of a company, so let's break it down.
It's a lot like buying a suit. You can just walk into a department store and pull one right off the rack. It's fast, it's pretty affordable, and hey, it'll get the job done. Or you could go to a professional tailor and have a suit made just for you. It'll fit like a glove for sure, but it's going to take a lot more time and cost a whole lot more money. And that's really the fundamental choice we're exploring today, just for software.
Okay, so let's start with that first option, the ready-to-wear suit. This means buying your software right off the digital shelf. This is the path most of us are incredibly familiar with, probably without even realizing it.
So, what are we really talking about here? Well, it's the classic stuff, the software you and I use every single day. Think about your word processor, your spreadsheets, even the games you play. These things weren't built just for one person or one company. They were built for a massive, general audience to solve common problems for millions of us.
Now, why does everyone do this? Well, there are a couple of huge upsides. First up, the big one, cost. It's just cheaper. The company making it is selling it to thousands, maybe millions of customers, so they can spread that development cost way out. That means you pay a lot less. And the other big win? Speed. You can literally buy it, download it, and be up and running in minutes. There's no waiting around for months while something gets built. But it's not all perfect, right? There's always a trade-off. Since it's built for everybody, it might not be a perfect fit for you. This is where that off-the-rack suit feels a little tight in the shoulders. You might find yourself having to change the way you work to fit the software instead of the other way around. And that can really slow you down if your needs are pretty unique. And, this whole idea of buying off-the-shelf software has completely changed. I mean, we've moved so far away from the old days of buying a physical box with a CD-ROM inside to a totally different model. And that new model is called Software as a Service, or SaaS for short. You don't actually own a copy of the software anymore. You're basically renting it. You pay a subscription, you access it through your web browser, and the provider takes care of everything else, all the hosting, all the maintenance, all the updates. This has absolutely become the main way we use software today. This shift really represents a completely different way of thinking about software. The old way was a big, one-time purchase. You bought it, it was yours, but you were also stuck with that version until you paid for another big upgrade. The SaaS model, on the other hand, is an ongoing operational cost. You never truly own it, but the huge advantage is that it's always the latest, most up-to-date version. But what happens when that ready-to-wear software just doesn't cut it? That's when you have to start thinking about that custom-tailored suit. That's when you explore the made-to-measure path of building your own software. The reason to go custom really boils down to one word: specificity. This path is for when your way of doing business is totally unique, when it's your secret sauce that gives you an edge over the competition. You need a tool that's built from the ground up to support exactly how you work, with absolutely zero compromises. So, once you decide to go custom, you're immediately hit with another choice. Do you build it with your own team, in-house, or do you hire a specialized company to build it for you? Both of these options have some pretty major implications. Now, building in-house gives you the absolute most control. It's your code, your team, you can make changes whenever you want, and you can keep your unique processes totally private. But, and it's a big but, that control comes at a serious price. You're not just paying for a one-time project. You're paying for salaries, benefits, and all the overhead of keeping a full-time development team on staff. Outsourcing helps you avoid that massive internal cost. But you're really just trading one cost for another: dependency. Every single future change, every bug fix has to go through that outside company. You're now on their schedule, and you have to pay their prices. It can put you in a really tricky position called vendor lock-in. So, it might sound like a pretty stark black and white choice, right? A cheap, imperfect fit or an expensive, perfect one. But in the world of modern software, the lines between these two are starting to blur in some really fascinating ways. This is where things get really clever. Instead of building every little thing from scratch, developers can take a hybrid approach. They can start with a foundation of pre-written, reusable components, kind of like high-quality building blocks, and then build your unique custom features on top of that. It's like buying a great suit off the rack and then hiring a master tailor to completely remake it for a perfect fit. You get to start way faster, but you still end up with a truly custom result.
So with all these options on the table, how do you actually choose? Well, this isn't just a simple technology question. It's a fundamental business strategy decision that has to align with your company's biggest goals.
All right, let's just lay it all out side by side one last time. Off-the-shelf software is general, low cost, and you can get it right now, with the vendor handling all the maintenance. Custom software is perfectly tailored to you, but it comes with a high cost, a long wait time, and you've got to figure out how to maintain it. Seeing the trade-offs laid out so clearly really makes the decision process a lot easier, doesn't it?
And this brings us to the final and most crucial question you have to ask yourself. Is the software you need just a simple expense, or is it a strategic investment? If it's for a common task, email, accounting, it's an expense. Your goal should be to find a reliable, affordable solution, probably off the shelf. But if that software is at the very heart of what makes your business special, if it is your competitive advantage, then it's not an expense anymore. It's a strategic investment. And that kind of investment just might be worth every penny and every minute it takes to have it custom made.